You get in the car and they pull you over and they give you a ticket. You pay all this money. And where does it go? The guy in the street, the cop, the dumb heap, doesn't know shit. That money goes upstairs. That money takes it and they put it in trades and they make billions of dollars. The guys upstairs know how the game is played. And they have a quota. And they want to keep you on an extension of a Model T Ford because this way they can control you. Oh, you just went 12 miles over the speed limit. We got to give you a ticket. Oh, you just went through the red light. We got to give you a ticket. All of this stuff goes away because flying cars are very, very real. You know how real they are? 6,000 patents. You don't think there's at least 24 versions of flying cars? You don't think? Let me see if I can pull this one up. This one will blow your mind. This one's going to really blow your mind. This one is 107, who I know how to back up anybody against the wall, even a 107 who is a sort of like a general. He's allowed me to tell you the world this, including your audience. 107 has signed non-disclosures that are this thick. And even though he would like to speak like Mel Carmine and give you a straight answer, he can't. It's out of his control.
Why?
Because there's certain things he can't say. So he tells you something without saying it. And then you got to figure out what the hell it is he's saying because he's got a non-disclosure agreement signed with the government that says if I say what I'm not supposed to say, I'm giving the government the okay to lock me up for the rest of my life, take all my shit away. And I go into the brig for the next, 50 years or maybe one behind the head. So he's got to be very careful how he talks. 107 is a United States spy, high-ranking spy, may I add, okay? And 107 is completely and totally responsible with 9 other actors who also work for the government to overthrow what country? Russia. He's a very important dude. So stop breaking his balls because he is not allowed to speak clearly.
Let me ask a question that somebody sent to me. Do you believe that XRP was part of the bigger plan?
100 trillion %. Yes. All along. 100 trillion %. Let me share my window with you one last time. I have him on camera. We got the video to prove him. I'm about to play for your audience. And I said to them, do you know, I said, I have video of Donald Trump saying that we got to get in the race for flying cars. And I says, I have the video. I was getting ready to play the video of Donald Trump saying that in case he said, no, Mel, that's not true. Because I already told him I have the video and I had it queued up, ready to go. Just like I'm going to play this video for your audience. I had that video ready to play for him in case he was going to rebuttal me. Sometimes he likes to bump heads with the pizza guy. But I got horns. You know what I mean? So he says to me, yeah, you're right. And the technology was given to him by Nixon. And those cars are going to have over unity motors. Mind blowing. What's an over unity motor? It's not a motor that needs oil. It's not a motor that has belts on it or an alternator. It doesn't have a fuel injector system on it. It has no moving parts. It's extraterrestrial technology. It's free energy technology, which means what? If you got a car that's got over unity motor, you got free energy technology in that son of a bitch. You got free energy technology in your house, in your gas station, at your shoe store, at your office building. Shall I keep going? Okay, so check this out. Ready? Vámonos.
Go ahead, vamos.
Check this out. We have to beat Russia and China on the flying cars. There's going to be some advanced technologies that are coming through Trump. And he's quoted on camera saying, I got the videos.
Nixon wrote the formula over unity energy production that went all the way back, not just Tesla, but other stuff that we had and captured post-World War II. He wrote the formula on the agent from his Houston project. He ran his own intelligence service because he couldn't trust the FBI or CIA. And wrote it right on the guy's body, taped it up, and sent him over to Kissinger. Why'd he do that? Because Kissinger was David Rockefeller. Rockefeller's personal lapdog. And why do you do that? Let him know that he'd hidden that formula in a couple of places, right in the White House and another location, to be released at a later time. And that was the threat if they tried to convict him or do other stuff. He knew that being a disruptive technology, that it would take America off the rails. You say, well, he was just doing it to protect himself. No, it would have taken America off the rails. But it was a threat because the Rockefeller Enterprise, Standard Oil running Saudi Arabia, Aramco, Arab American Oil Corporation. Okay, well, we know what the Arab side of it is. What was the American side? Standard Oil, Rockefellers, and energy flow out in the world. Nixon had the formula then. We know what can be done. Trump's going to dial it in. Remember, Nixon gave Trump a lot of stuff. Trump is actually Nixon's message in a bottle to the world.
Yeah,
And
I know that to be a
many
fact.
times, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, and by the way, over Trump's left shoulder in the Oval Office, if you look, there's a letter there, and it's from Pat Nixon to Trump several decades ago. And the letter says, I hope someday you decide to run for president. I know if you do, you'll win, and you will be a great president. Nixon gave everything that he knew to Trump, including what he needed to go after the 5 families in New York. That's why Rudy Giuliani is so important, because Rudy Giuliani prosecuted him. Who was the unnamed source on a lot of the stuff? Came from Trump, okay? There's a lot going on here that will take decades to come out, that people will be writing about for a very long time.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway.
Well, when you said over unity, I just want to clarify. I know that most of the audience understands what over unity technology is. Over unity is free energy technology. It's coming, not maybe 100 trillion%. And we're supposed to live to be very healthy for a very, very, very long time. All of the poisons in the food, hopefully they'll bring in.
Well,
maybe RFK is going to be the guy that's the czar. So that we have clean food, no more glyphosates and no more Roundup, and organic is going to be the standard, or 100% organic.
Yeah, I mean, it's not just the cleanness of the foods, but also what goes into the food chain. There's certain foods in the oils and the seed oils and things like that that really aren't the best. But that's not the government's fault completely.
No.
It's the people's fault. And so we're going to have to train ourselves to think more in terms of raw. And then some of the stuff that's out there is actually, as you get more into it, you understand that maybe these things aren't as good for you.
We have to be right. What do you think of that?
Amazing.
How powerful is that?
It's a powerful video. The information is amazing. A lot of people need to know that stuff, man, for real.
I'm here because I want to prove a point, not because I want to have this big head. No. But when I tell you something is black, it's black. If I tell you it's white, it's white. You could take it to the bank. They're going to give you interest on it. That's what it is.
Wow. Mel,
I didn't do this because I'm so invested with the XRP. I'm so invested with the XLM, the XDC, the dinars, silver. I have the token. I mean, look at this. You see the token? It's Donald Trump with his fist up in the air. Fight. You see it?
I see it. Yeah.
Okay. Right. I started Carmine'sGold.com because I figure if there's going to be like $900 quadrillion moving from paper money, which is bullshit, paper monopoly money that means nothing, into gold and silver, I might as well have a company that's called Carmine's Gold and sell some gold and silver. Why not?
Why not? Let me ask a question. Do you think that Bitcoin will be collapsed? The same thing like the stock market? What do you think?
You can only blow the balloon, the hot air, so many times before you put a pin and it pops, because the Bitcoin has no intrinsic value. See, Michael Saylor, hey, if you're out there, buddy, I'm just a pizza guy. What do I know? I'm nobody. I have no education, very little education. I don't talk so, fancy like you with those fancy words, but I'd be willing to step in the ring with you, dog. I'll eat your lunch. You don't stand a chance, okay? Because I'm going to ask you 3 stupid questions, 3, and you won't be able to answer them. And then you're going to look silly. but you'll never come in the ring. You know that. And neither will Max Kaiser, and neither will Mike Novogratz, and Pompliano, all these guys. They won't come in the ring with me because they know that we are right. The XRP, it's like this. See this? This is God's money. You cannot copy this. This is God's money. This has intrinsic value. Her and I cannot have a conversation right now. You know why? Because this silver lives inside the computer that allows this conversation to take place. Silver. It has usability. It has intrinsic value. It's scarce. If you own this is one piece. It's worth maybe $31, $32 today. If you own this, in one day, in 2 years or 5 years, you wake up and it's worth $22,000 or $25,000, you'll remember this conversation because it's scarce and they need it. It's got value. It fixes a problem. You cannot have a conversation on these phones. This is a cell phone. You cannot have a conversation without silver or gold. It has value, intrinsic value. What does Bitcoin do? Nothing. Bitcoin, there was a patent for blockchain technology. I'm going to tell your audience because I'm sure your audience is much bigger than the last time I was here. And so there's new audience. So I want to tell them the story so that they know. And Satoshi Nakamoto, I was the guy who backed up Satoshi Nakamoto against the wall in Las Vegas last May. And that video went freaking viral, 29 million views, maybe 129. It doesn't matter. What happened is it went viral. Even Ben Carson, what's his name? The guy, BitBoy Crypto. He used to have the biggest channel in crypto. Ben Armstrong. He didn't recognize it was me. He said, "Oh my God, you're the guy." You know, I saw him over there at the XRP movie in Atlanta about 3 weeks ago. Anyway, long story short, Satoshi Nakamoto and David Schwartz is the same person. He puts a patent on blockchain technology in 1988. 1988, you have dial-up internet, and the blockchain. You cannot marry them because the internet is not fast enough to support the blockchain. You have to wait until, the blockchain, until the internet catches up to the blockchain. And we have high-speed fiber optic internet. In 2000, he goes to work where? He goes to work at DARPA as a consultant. David Schwartz, look this up. He admits all of this, in a 3-minute video. And at the end, I said, "You are Satoshi Nakamoto." And he backed up. He goes, "Yeah, I could be one of the main Satoshis." True story. So anyway, bottom line is this. They went to him because they're a bunch of F-ups. And they said to him, "Your country needs you." Because in 2007 and 2008, what happened? The housing bubble. And in 2009, what happened? Bitcoin is born. You think that's a coincidence? I think not. Stay with me. Bitcoin, you have to mine it. Every few years, there's a halving. It becomes double more complicated. You have to use double the energy. And then a year and a half later, again, another halving, and it becomes, again, double more effort, bigger machines, more energy, smoke, and all the bullshit.